Hey, I know this walk ain't popular, but I follow where your light goes. I know it's you, nothing impossible. Connected to my armor, bro, shining like a light bulb.
Barak Yahuwah, Ruma, Mu Yahuwah, Allahu Yah, all esteem to our great King, Yahuwah Yahusha. Thank you, Abba. Shabbat Shalom, beloved family. All esteem to Abba Yahuwah once more, Barak Yahuwah. This is Watchman Azar Yahu, coming to you today with another type of misconception video, even though this one is not really misconceptions regarding the scriptures. But this is another also, it has, in the video, it has something to do with misconception regarding the scriptures, but this is not really what it's about today. But you can consider it to be also, because everything, relates back to Yahoo, everything relates back to the scriptures. So this is really a misconception regarding life itself. And as the title says, when is truly your date of birth? What is your true date of birth, or when is your true date of birth? Because we know that we are in a system today that has been under a lot of deception. We have brought up into lies. We weren't raised in our true culture. We weren't raised in the true way that we were supposed to. We were given Babylonian names. We were given Babylonian culture, a Babylonian language, but also we were given other things from Babylon. And today we'll be going over one of them, and also looking into abortion. What's the Yah's take on abortion? Because I know there's on the internet, there's a debate going on right now that the scripture is not against abortions. Abortions are okay. Some are saying it's not. And some are saying, well, there's no direct command or scripture against abortion, so that doesn't mean it's wrong and all this nonsense. But we're going to be looking into that as well. Barak Yahuwah, Ruma, Mu Yahuwah. So it won't be long. This one will be a very short video. Ruma, Mu Yahuwah. Just wanted to share this beautiful revelation with you guys. Beautiful understanding. Barak Yahuwah. Now, before we even get into when is your true date of birth, because I know that's what you're probably wondering and want to see right away, but I'm just going to jump into the whole abortion thing first. Then work our way into your true date of birth, because abortion ties in with what we're talking about. When is your true date of birth? Barak Yahuwah. No. So, as I said, on the internet, there's a debate going on that the scripture, the Mosai, is not against abortion. And then there are some saying that he is against abortion and all that stuff. And today I just want to give you some more information regarding abortion. Barak Yahuwah. No, all esteemed to Abba Yahuwah. Remember, Yahuwah considers a life to be in the seed. A life to be in the seed. That's why, a man should not spill his seed on the ground. That's why Yahuwah will talk about that a man should not spill his seed on the ground, because that's a life. And that's a life you're giving away. Barak Yahuwah. Also, we know of scriptures like Jeremiah and Isaiah, the two prophets, where Yahuwah said he called them from the womb. He consecrated them from in the womb. He called them from the womb. He knows them. Just like Jacob or Jacob and Ashu, Esau, when he told their mother that 2 nations are in your womb. So we know these scriptures where Yahuwah sees the child from within the womb. He knows the child from within the womb. And that's our life. Now, if it was not a life, then why would he consecrate Jeremiah and all these people from within the womb, chose them from within the womb? Why wouldn't he wait until they are out of the womb? Why? Because that's a life. As I said, according to Yahuwah's word, he says life is within the seed. Life is within the seed. That's a living organism. That's a human's life. But today we have been brainwashed to see it as something else. We have been brainwashed to see it as a clump of cells, a fetus, or what's the other term that they use? There's another wicked term they use. Keep on forgetting this term. Parasite. Parasite, yes, that's the term. All these terms are wrong. It's not a clump of cells. It's not a parasite, especially that one. It's not a parasite. That's our life. That is our life. If you don't know about the Apocalypse of Peter, I would suggest you go and find it. Go and look it up. If I have the link to it, I'll drop the link. I'll see if I can find the link. If I can find it in this one, I'll share it in this description. If not, I'll share it in another video. Barak Yahuwah. Or I'll just share it on the channel. No, you can go look up the Apocalypse of Kappa, where Kappa was shown the things that are happening in the pit. All the punishment of the wicked that's taking place within the pit. And also in that letter, there's another part where it also mentions that children that are unborn, children that did not come out of the womb, they would have ministering messengers, caregiving messengers that will take care of them, that will look after them, that will raise them up and all the stuff. Because Yah knows their heart. So they will have caregiving messengers that will take care of them and nurture them and raise them up. Plus, right here in the book of Enoch, Enoch 68, in this version of Enoch, it is chapter 68. This is the sefer that I'm reading from. But if you're reading from the Apocrypha, it's probably chapter 69, verse 13. No, if Yah is not against it, then why would the wicked ones teach it? It would be Yah that would show us or, give it unto us. But it's the wicked ones that taught abortion. And here's proof. Enoch, or Enoch 68 verse 17 reads, the name of the fifth, this is one of the watchers, the name of the fifth is Kased. He discovered to the children, I don't know if I pronounced that right, he discovered to the children of mankind every wicked stroke of the Ruhud, spirits, and of devils. The stroke to the embryo in the womb. The stroke to the embryo in the womb to demolish it. Do you hear that, everyone? The stroke of the embryo in the womb. And we already know that these watchers did not teach mankind anything that was pure or righteous. They taught them evil things. As it clearly says above, it taught them every wicked stroke of the spirits. And one of these strokes is the embryo of the womb. So abortion, committing abortion, miscarriage, and all these things, this is the cause of miscarriage today. These demons. Some of which, not all, some are Yahuwah's doing. Why? Because of our disobedience today. Because we are disobedient to Yahuwah, Yahuwah allows it to happen. Because he said so. He will not allow you to be fruitful. You shall work and not see your wages. We know these curses. We go back to Deuteronomy 28, all the way down to verse 15, all the way to the end. Then you will see what I'm talking about. But other from the curses that Yahuwah mentions, this is also another one. This is who's behind it, this messenger. He's the one that taught mankind how to commit abortion, which is considered to be murder. Because that's a life. Once you take a life, that's murder. Once you take a life, that's murder. Why do you think they're promoting it today? Why do you think these clinics are promoting abortions today? I mean, if you don't know about the cartoon Little Isaac, then go and watch it. Type in on YouTube Little Isaac. There's an episode that's called Abortion, the Abortion Distortion. Even Yeshai, Watchman Yeshai, was featured in that video as well. Watchman Yeshai and Nabi Ramya. And there you can see the doctor, the wicked doctor. Who does she sacrifice these unborn babies to? They're demons, they're mighty ones. When they do these abortion and they take out the fetus out of you, do you know what they do with the fetus? Go and research this. These celebrities, they do wicked and evil things with the fetus. Some I've even heard to even drink it, eat it, and all that stuff because they want to retain their youth. They want to retain their image. They want to still look younger. This is the doing of the wicked ones. They're the ones that taught abortion unto mankind. So this is something that definitely Yah would be against. Yah cannot be for wickedness or evil. It clearly says that the messenger taught every wicked stroke of the spirits and of devils, the stroke of the embryo in the womb. So there's your scripture to show that Yah is against it. And if you think about it, if this is something that Yah is for, the world will not promote it. Remember, the world is governed, run by Hashatan. Hashatan will not promote the things of Yahuwah. If it's very popularly and widely promoted, then it's not of Yahuwah. It's that simple. That's how you got to look at it. If you want to believe, Barak Yahuwah, that you believe. If you don't want to believe, then Barak Yahuwah nevertheless. Because Yahuwah is giving every man a freedom of choice, and you were warned. No one will come to Yahuwah and say, I did not know. You won't have any excuses in the Shamayim. So the choice is yours at the end of the day. I'm not going to cry. You don't want to choose to believe. You don't want to serve Yahuwah. That's your choice. Barak Yahuwah, nevertheless, that's not going to stop me from baraking Yahuwah. Give Yahuwah all the praise. Give Yahuwah all the esteem. So when you look into it, you got to consider this for yourselves. Do you consider that embryo to be a life, to be a child? Because it is. Also, another thing to note as well, why do you think doctors always tell you to, rub the tummy, talk with the child because the child can hear it? And it is proven. It is proven today. It is proven today. Let me show you some examples. Now, when you, especially for the father, when the father comes in and speak to a child, or any other person comes in and speak to a child, and if the person is constant in that mother's life who's pregnant with the child, and what happens is when the child comes out of the womb, he or she will recognize that voice that they kept on hearing in the womb. They will recognize the voice, not only just the voice of a person, but also the sound of songs. If you notice when you're in the womb and you would play a particular song a lot, very often, you would realize that your tummy is, the child is very calm in your tummy. When you have the child come out of your womb, and then that child is probably crying or is a bit, unease, on edge, and then all of a sudden you start to play the song, or the song is being played somewhere else and the child hears it, what happens? In all the cases that I've seen, the child will stop crying and then will start to do some motions as if it was dancing. Why? Because they heard it from they were in the womb. They can hear it. They can hear your voice, feel your touch. That's how you build a bond, a relationship. So most doctors, this is why they tell you that, because they know the life is in the womb. They know that child is a living thing inside of you. That's not just a fetus. That's not just a parasite or a clump of cell. They know that's a life, a human being inside of you. And that's why they will tell you to talk to the child. There is so much examples out there to show you that they know this, but most don't promote it. Only a few promote and tell you this. And as I said, if it's backed by the world, then it's not of Yahuwah. So, Barak Yahuwah. Now that we have gotten that out of the way about abortion, Barak Yahuwah. Now let's go into when is your true date of birth, and what do I mean by this? Now we know that we have been given a Babylonian culture. Also, we have been given Babylonian calendars, dates. Remember, we are using right now the Gregorian calendar, which we know today is wrong, is off. Because according to Enoch, again, according to Yahuwah, according to Enoch, according to the book of Jubilees, through Yahuwah, We only have 364 days in the year, and there's a specific count. It should be 30, 30, 31. 30, 30, 31, according to Enoch again, that Yahuwah showed him. So there's a specific count, a specific way. Now, the Gregorian calendar is off. It doesn't count this way. And they have tampered with the calendar a long time ago. When it should have counted, let's say at the time, I don't remember the correct date, the number that it was, but you can go look this up. You can go look this up and they'll show you on the internet. I believe it counted all the way to 10. Then when it got at 10, it was supposed to go to 11, but they jumped a few numbers, a few dates, and went all the way to 15 or something of the sort. So they skipped a few dates. And that's why today the calendar does not count correctly, or it should, just as our Abra calendar is counting today. So they have tampered with this a long time ago. So we have been given Babylonian dates, Babylonian names, Babylonian culture, Babylonian languages, all the stuff, Babylonian food. So with these dates, we have been given the wrong date of birth. And let me explain to you how and why. It's not just with the calendar, because even if the calendar wasn't tampered with, we would have still be counting the wrong dates. No, as I said, life is within the womb. That's when Yahuwah, that's how Yahuwah sees it. Life is in the seed. So that's a life within your womb. So that means in Yahuwah's eyes, from the very moment of conception, that would be your start to life. That would be your beginning. That would be the child's beginning in Yahuwah's eyes. How do we know this? Look at the earth. The earth was created from day one without any land, without any light. Day one, it was quite clear. They didn't even have any form either. It says that it was formless and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep. And that was day one. And Yahuwah said, let there be light. And light came to be, and he separated the light from the darkness. Day one goes into day two, and he starts to form and all the stuff. And remember, if you read and know the scriptures, Yahuwah always consider the earth to be a type of womb, a type of woman, a type of pregnancy. For those who know the scriptures, you will always hear Yahuwah speaks of the earth in this way. He always compares it to pregnancy. Because it is. Because the same way when you have a child, the child within the womb is within darkness. There's no light within your womb. There's no light in your tummy. If there were, then you would have seen that light. You would have seen your belly glowing. It's that simple. You're seeing cartoons where they would do these 3D animations, where they would do these little, crazy things where a light bug or a flashlight or some kind of lighting device would go inside a person, and then their tummy would start to glow, would start to light up. So we know there's no light within the womb. There's no light whatsoever. There's no form of light cells or sources in the womb. And if you don't believe this, go and ask the doctor. A doctor can tell you and the doctor can show you. They'll cut you open or cut someone open and you can see it for yourself. There's no light bulb, there's no light switch, nothing. And if you want more proof, have a doctor cut someone open or cut a dead body, put a camera within it and stitch the body back up and see if the camera will see whatever is going on. So it's the same with the earth. When the earth was created, that's how the earth was created, without light, without form. That was day one. Then in the same day one, in the same time period, light came to be. So it's not that he created light first, then he made the earth. He made the earth before he made light. We already went over this. This is quite proven in scripture. There's no debate. Even though people want to debate this, because I've asked persons, what was the first thing that Yahuwah created? Some person says light. I don't know what Bible they're reading from, what version. I don't know which Bible they're reading from, but it could not be the Bibles that we have today. It must be a 2022, 2023 Bible that I don't know about. Because it's quite clear that Yahuwah made the earth first. Earth and the Shamayim was made first. Darkness also was created before light. But the very first thing that he made was evidently the heaven and the earth. Barak Yahuwah. So, and that was day one. No, I'm going somewhere with this. It was not day. He didn't start the count when he made the sun, the moon, and the stars. He didn't start the count when he completed the earth at day 6. So that means day 7 would be the very beginning of the earth. No, that's not when he started the count. It's just like us today. None of us start our count that way. From the very moment, it's like having a business today, building your hotel or your dream home. From the very moment you buy that land, you get that land in your possession, that's day 1 for you. Because you have purchased, acquired the land. Sorry. Or in some cases, from the very day you laid the foundation, that's day 1 for you. Day 1 of creating your dream house. It would not be day 1 if it's finished. That would just be the first day that you're going into your home. But when would be the first day of creating your home? That would be the day that you either purchased the land or that you laid the foundation. That you got all the materials and you laid the foundation. That would be day 1 of starting creating your home. So life itself shows us this. It's the same way Yahuwah creates things. It's the same way we as human beings create and see these things created. That's day 1. That's the first day you start your project. Doing a project, building a car, a go-kart, whatever. That's how people started. If you go on YouTube and look up projects and type in day 1 of their project, and they will show you they start from scratch, and they consider that to be day 1, gathering all the materials and creating the very foundation. That's day 1. That's how the earth was made. That's how a child is made in the womb. That's day 1 as well. So that's how Yahuwah counted the earth age. But look at it today. Today, with a child, with a human's life is not counted. The count has not started until the child comes out of the womb. That's when we start the count, when the child comes out of the womb. That would be day 1 for the child. That's how much doctors see it today. Not all. And I'm going to show you why I said not all persons see it that way. Because that's not how Yahuwah sees it either. And not just Yahuwah, but I'm going to show you there are persons on earth who does not start their count that way. We should have started our count from the very day 1 of conception. And I'm going to show you how to get your true date of birth. And this is also another reason to show you that even with these birthday celebrations, it's still nonsense. Because we're celebrating a date of birth that is wrong, that is off, that is false. Celebrating a wrong date of birth. So you see, again, it just goes to show a birthday out, pagan, idolatry, self-worship, self-esteem. And people who do this, they are partaking in this self-idolatry worship and giving that esteem to Hashatan. Even Anton LaVey makes it quite clear in the Satanic Bible that the highest pagan day to Hashatan in the Satanic religion, the highest holiday, the highest feast day, the highest worship day to Satan is the day of one's own birth, meaning the day you celebrate your birthday celebrations, celebrating your birthday. Why? Because birthday celebration takes place every single day, every minute, every hour. There is someone on this earth celebrating their birthday. Halloween is only done once per year. Xmas is only done once per year. And all the other pagan feasts are only done one time per year. Birthdays, however, is being done every day, whether you are a worshiper of Satan or not. And that's why it is the highest, it is the most highest worship, celebration, ritual, ceremony unto Hashatan. We have over 7 billion people on this earth, and there's only 364 days in a year. So if you take out, let's say we do this way, let's say we do the count this way. 364 persons assigned to a day out of 7 billion. Do the maths, everyone. Do the maths for yourself. One belongs to this person, it's his birthday. 2 belongs to that person until you get all the way to 364. That's only 364 persons. And each person celebrating the birthday on that day. So that's 364 worship that Hashatan is getting out of 7 billion. And that's just a small estimate that I'm giving you guys. What I'm trying to show you is, even though not every human being on earth celebrates their birthday, but majority of human beings on earth celebrates their birthday. So look at the amount of persons knowingly and unknowingly worshiping the devil by doing this. Do you see why now it's the highest holiday in the satanic religion? Because it's the most worship. It's the most kept holiday in the satanic religion. That's why it's the highest to Satan. And that's why he ensures you remember and have a grand time, because he wants that worship. Remember, he wants to be Yahuwah. So, going back to this, to our correct date of birth, Barak Yahuwah. Now, as I said, we have been given everything that we have been given today, or most things that we have been given today, is a lie. Babylonian names, Babylonian tongue, language, Babylonian culture, Babylonian food, Babylonian history, and even Babylonian date of birth, age. Now, as I said, how the earth counts it today, the earth starts to count when the child is outside of the womb. That would be day 1 for the child. So that's like saying, all right, day 1 of the earth is when I completed the earth. So day 6 would really be day 1. That's how it should have been counted. So day 6 should have been day 1, but that's not how Yah sees it. Yah sees it from the very foundation as day 1. And that's how he sees our life within the womb. That's day 1 for Yahuwah. But the world today, the system today, counts day 1 when the child comes out of the womb. But when the child comes out, the child is already created. When the child comes out, it comes out with arms, with legs, head, nose, mouth, ears, eyes. It's making sound. So how could that be day 1 of creation when the child is already created and formed? Do you get what I'm saying, everyone? That's like you taking a project, like, all right, I'm going to build a car. And you get the car with everything intact. You're not building a car, no. The car is already created. The car is already built. The only thing that you're going to do to the car is modify the car. That's all they're going to do. How can you create something that's already created? How can you say, all right, this is day 1 of my creation of my Toyota Camry? My 2022 Toyota Camry. The car has all the wheels, brakes, checks, everything is done. How could that be day 1? In order for it to be day 1, you got to get all the materials and then lay the foundation. That would be day 1. You cannot create something that's already created. But we don't see it that way. And I've always wondered this. Why don't we start the count from inside the womb because the child, and this is, I'm telling you, this was when I was in my teens that I was thinking about this. And here I am today with Yahuwah revealing the answers to me. Now, let me show you something. In Korea, this is how the Koreans count their age and start their count. The Koreans started exactly how we should be counting it. The 9 months being in the womb is a part of your age, a part of the count. So some Koreans will say, even if, let's say you're 40 years old, and that person born in the same date as you were or somewhere thereabout, some Koreans would say, I'm a year older than you and all that stuff, and you're wondering, how? Because they counted from the time they were conceived. So here we are on the Omni calculator. And as you can see, Korean age calculator. The current year is 2023. Let's say you were born in the year 1986. You would be 30 years old already. But in the Gregorian calendar count, you would be 37. So you are a year older than your actual age. So for those today who are 35, you would already be 36. That's how Koreans see it. Because they count the 9 months in the womb. So all they do is they continue the count. So the 9 months that the child is within the womb, when that child comes out, all they do is continue. That would be 10 months. So it's the 9 months. So it's the 9th month now. We just exited the 8th month. Now it's the 9th month. The child can come out of the womb at this point. So let's say it's the first day of the 9th month, the second day, the 10th day of the 9th month, and the child comes out of the womb. Koreans would continue that count. They would not start and say, all right, that's day 1. They will continue that 9 months count. So they will count until they get to 10, count until they get to 11, count until they get to 12, and that would be 1 year old. The child in Koreans' eyes would be 1 year old. Now, in our eyes today, that would be only 3 months old. That's how we see it today. So in reality, when you have a child and that child is, let's say you go all the way to 9 months, you have the child. No, it's 3 months since you have had the child. Doctors will say, okay, the child is 3 months old. But in reality, the child is 1 year old. That child would be 1 year old. So all you have to do now is the time you get to 1 year, that would be a type of date, anniversary that leads you back to the very first time. So in that month, let's say the child is 3 months old. Let me show you on the calendar, Barak Yahuwah. All right, so let's say here we are with the Abri calendar, Barak Yahuwah. We got the pagan months in black, so these are the dates, and we got the Abrit months in blue. So Ashar Ahadya. So let's go to Abib real quick. So here we are in the month of March, Abib Yah. Abib starts the 13th of Mar 2024 at sundown. So the 13th of Mar at evening at sundown is the first day of Abib. This is the 2024 calendar, Barak Yahuwah. For those who do not have this calendar, I've shared the calendar on the channel. There's a video regarding this, so you can get this calendar, Barak Yahuwah. Now let's say you have arrived here, the 13th of Mar, and at this point, this date, the child would be 3 months old. But in reality, if you put that 3 on the 9, that's 12 months old, right? It's 12 months old. So that's 1 year. So the child would be 1 year on a baby Yah 1. So all you got to do now is count backwards. Count backwards, and then you will actually get to your true date of birth. Because your true date of birth is not when you come out of the womb, but it's when you were conceived in the womb. And that's how Koreans count their age. That's how they see it. That's how they do it. I think Chinese as well do it this way. But as you can see, Koreans, they do it this way. Chinese as well, they do it this way also. Now, why is it that we don't do this today? Because again, the world does not see the child in the womb as a child. They see it as a parasite, as a fetus, as a clump of cell. Some see it as a property. Some will use the scripture in Exodus 21, the scripture in Exodus 21, where it talks about if a woman and a man goes into a brawl, an argument, and she has an injury and she loses, the child has a miscarriage. Yahuwah says you're supposed to recompensate that woman for the child. And some people say, see, so you see, the child is not alive, it's a property. It's like having your property damaged and they have to pay you back for your property. People, I've seen it. It's on the internet. Go Google this right now. You'll see it for yourself. When I saw it, I was like, wow. Wow. And there's other scriptures that they will use and say, see, the child has no right to life once it's in the womb. I'm like, whoa, whoa. They are twisting Yahuwah's scriptures to continue to push this false agenda about abortion, that Yah is okay with it. Yah is not okay with it. He is not. There are scriptures out there that where Yahuwah speaks about protecting the life in the womb. If you go to the book of Psalms, you'll see this. Luke with Yahusha, where Yahusha was in the womb of Miriam. Are you saying that that woman could do whatever she pleased, go and get an abortion, abort the Messiah? Come on, think about this, people. This is what the world promotes. This is what the world pushes. And if the world promotes and push this, then that means it's wrong. It's against Yahuwah, because Hashatan always opposes Yahuwah. If Yahuwah says this is okay, Hashatan is going to tell you that it's not okay. If Yahuwah says this is not okay, Hashatan is going to tell you that it is okay. Always remember this. There are signs that you can look for, that you can pay attention to. It's easy to spot the things of Hashatan. It's very easy. So your true date of birth would not be, let's say you were born in the month of September, the 7th of September, 1986. That's when they say you got out of the womb. That would not be your true date of birth. You would have to add 3 months to September. So you would add 3 months. So let's say we do the count. Comes after September, October, right? October, November, December, right? So December, you would be 3 months old in the worldly view. In the world's eye, you would be 3 months old in December. But in Yah's eyes, you would be 1 year old. In Koreans' eyes, you would be 1 year old, because they continue that 9-month count. Now, if you got out of the womb in 7 months, because some females have a child from 7 months. In the 8-month period, you do find some, but they say that's, a very complicated pregnancy to have a child within 8 months. But 7 months, 9 months, some even 6, and all these, 5, and they call it premature birth. But nevertheless, it's still a child. Even at 5, 6 months old, it's still a child. It's just, premature. It came out too quickly. It's still a child, it's still alive. So if you were in the womb until 7 months, then all you have to do is add the number to get to the count. So instead of adding 3, you would add like 5. So what you would have to do is you would have to go back into your history, go back into your background, find out how long you stayed in your mother's womb. Then you would do the calculation from that time period. you would already know your so-called date of birth, or the date you got out of the womb. The date of birth that you have now today is the date that you got out of the womb. You already know that. But what you don't know or are aware of for some of you is how long you stayed in the womb. So you would have to try to ask your mom or your dad or your uncle, your grandparents, or whoever, someone who knows. Ask them, how long did your mom carry you for? 7, 8, 9 months, 6 months? And then you would count, because not everyone stayed for 9 months. So please don't get it wrong or twisted. Don't add 3 months to that date that you came out. Find out first how long you stayed, then you will know how much months you need to add, if you get what I'm saying. All right? So I just wanted to make that clear as well. Then when you add those months, for those who are 7, when you add that time period and you get to 12 months, that would be 1 year. So that means one year ago, this time, if it was the 13th of MAR today, that means the 13th of MAR back then would have been the time period that you were conceived in your mother's womb. So the 13th of MAR would be your true date of birth, which falls on Abib Yah 1. So Abib Yah 1, the first day of Abib Yah, would be your true date of birth. That's if you were born within the evening when the sun goes down. So how do we know the Abrit months? How would we get the Abrit months as well? This is another thing that you need to note as well. You need to find out, rather. All right, you found out how long you stayed in the womb, right? Let's say it was 7 months. But in what time period did you came out? Did you came out in the morning, in the daylight period, or did you came out in the night hours when sun went down? If you came down, like say somewhere about after 6, 7, if you came down out that time period, then you would look at the Abrit calendar and you would look at what month, what date, what Abrit month and date would that be. So if it was the 13th of MAR, that's 12. If your mom said you got out in the daylight, then it would be the 31st day of Ashar Shaniya, the 12th month. This spelled incorrectly. This should be Ashar. No, sorry about that. Let me just change this right away. Ashar, there you go. So that's how it should be, Barak Yahuwah. So Ashar Shaniya, the 12th month of Yah, if you came out on the 13th of MAR in the daylight, remember, sundown begins the date. So at sundown would be Abib Yah 1. So that means in the daylight period, it would still be the 31st day of the 12th Abrit month. So if you came out in the daylight on the 13th, you would still be on the 31st of Shaniya. So you would have been created on the final day of the Abrit month, final day of the Abrit year. Now, if you were born in the evening hours, anywhere from sundown onwards to in the night, then you would be in Abib Yah 1. The same goes for the 14th of MAR. If you were born in a daylight period, then you will still be in Abib Yah 1. If you were born in the nighttime period, then it would be Abib Yah 2. And that's how you would know when is your Abrit date of birth, your true date of birth. The Babylonian date of birth that they gave us would be the time that they told you came out. But that would be false. That's wrong. Now, the Babylonian date of birth would correspond to the Abrit date of birth. So as I said, you add the 3, you get all the way to, you got the 3 months to the 9 months, and adding the 3 months, when they say you're 3 months, the 13th of MAR, the doctor would say, all right, the baby's 3 months. But in Yahuwah's eye, the baby would be 1 year old. This would be your pagan date of birth. MAR the 13 would be the pagan date of birth. The Abrit date of birth would be either the 31st of Shaniya, if it's in the daylight, or Abibya 1, if it's in the nighttime period. That would be your abrit true heritage date of birth, according to Yahuwah, according to Yah's eyes. So this is how you would calculate and get to your date. So the website here, I'll drop the website in the description. So you can go down in the description and you'll see the link to this website so you can calculate this for yourself. So if you are 1980, you would be 44. You're 1975, you would already be 49. 1973, you would already be 51, not 50. You would already be 51. So you see, this is how you would calculate and find your true age and your true date of birth in the way that I told you. Barak Yahuwah. So this is something that they didn't taught us in school, but as you can see, there are persons who are doing this on the earth today. And this is the reason why Koreans, Chinese count their age that way. And some will tell you that they are 1 year older. If you should count it with your count, then they would be the same age as you. But based on how they count it the correct way, they are a year older. If you still hold on to that pagan date. Now, if you count it the way they count it, then you would be the same age as they are. But we don't today. And that's why they say they are older. So if you do it this way, then you are 1 year older. You're doing it the correct way in Yah's eyes. Rumamuya. So I just wanted to share this revelation with you guys so you can go and look into this for yourself. And then also it goes to show you that, you see, this is why we got to stay away from these pagan stuff today. Birthdays, Halloweens, and all this nonsense, because these are all on wrong days, pagan feast, celebration. And Yahuwah says, Yahuwah speaks about, our feast days and our celebrations that we partake in, he says he doesn't want anything to do with it. Nothing to do with our celebrations. If it's not Yah's celebration, then he wants nothing to do with our feast, so-called feast days and celebratings, birthdays, Halloweens, Xmas, and all this nonsense. He wants nothing to do with it. He gave us 7 feast days. One is celebrated every week of the year, which is the Shabbat. Then the others are celebrated every year at different time periods in the year. So we have 7 feasts that we can celebrate. As I said, one is done every week. So if you really want to keep a celebration, celebrate the Shabbat. Celebrate the Shabbat. Celebrate any one of the 7 feast days that we have been given. The Shabbat, trumpet, Passover, Sukkot, unleavened bread, atonement. There are so much. Celebrate any one of these feasts. Since you want to celebrate so badly, celebrate any one. And if you want to have a lot of feasts, then as I said, the Shabbat is every week. Every week you can be feasting. Every week you should be feasting. So, Barak Yahuwah, Ruma Mu Yahuwah. Just wanted to share this information with you guys that Yahuwah has given unto me, Barak Yahuwah. This is something, as I said, that I've considered a very long time ago when I was about a teenager, I believe. It was that I considered this, always looked into it. It never really made sense to me. And, today, well, not today, but Yah has given me this understanding today. He has given me the answer that I needed in regards to this. So, Barak Yahuwah for sharing this. And Yahuwah says, freely we receive, freely we give. So I'm not going to keep this information to myself. I'm going to share it with you guys because that's what we're supposed to do. Share, even when it hurts. Tell you the truth. And that's the person who I am. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to share with you, even when it hurts. Because as I said, I don't care about your feelings. I care about your soul. And that's the problem that we have today. Most people cannot handle the truth. They can't take the truth. And some will see as their enemy because have told them the truth. But it is what it is. They have seen Yahusha the same way. Much despise Yahusha. Why? Because he told people the truth. He didn't hold back. He didn't care about anyone's feelings. Yahusha didn't care about anyone's feelings. So why should we today? And this is where we're becoming weak today. We are weak today because of emotions, because of fear, because we are too worried that we will lose a person's relationship, the friendship that we have with them, the relationship that we have with them. If that's your brother, your mother, your father, your husband, your wife, your whoever, your friend, we are too afraid to tell people the truth because we are too afraid of losing their friendship or the relationship. But let me ask you this, if you hold back the truth from that person, right? You know the right thing, but you are too scared or afraid to say it to them because you don't want to lose them. Now you hold that back. That person is a person who doesn't give up, is a person who continues to seek until they find, knock until the doors be open, and ask till they receive. That person now finds out the truth without your assistance, finds out the truth, then also finds out that you knew and did not say anything. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think that person is going to say, "Oh, I love you. You were so kind. You hold back the truth from me, even though you know how much I needed it. Oh, you're so loving." No, they're not. That's going to be suspicious in their eyes because now they're going to wonder, what else are you holding back from me? What else are you not telling me? Now, what is going to happen also is that person is going to lose trust with you because who knows what else are you keeping from them? What else are you hiding from them? Relationship, friendship is also based on trust. Yahuwah says in 1 John 3 that we should love in truth and in deed, not just with words. He says that clearly in 1 John 3. Go read it for yourself. We should not love in words only, but in truth. Notice he put the word truth there, in truth and in deed. So if you're not loving in truth, if you're not sharing the truth with someone, then guess what? You're telling them a lie. You're going to be lying to them. Because in order to withhold the truth, you're going to have to, one, not speak to the person anymore, or two, tell them a lie. Do I look fat? Oh no, sweetie, you look lovely. But deep within your heart, yeah, you are fat. I just don't want to say to you because I don't want to hurt you. So you just told a lie. Where are you coming from? I was coming from shopping, and on the way back, one of my friends, needed my assistance. But in reality, that's not where you were coming from. That's not where you were. That's a lie. Or you're going to be like this. Am I fat? Well, I'm not going to answer that question. Why are you not going to answer the question? Well, I don't want to answer because I don't, want to hurt you. No, there's going to be a problem. They ask you another question, you're not going to answer either. Now, how can they come to you with any more questions if you're not going to answer? How can you have a proper relationship, friendship, if you don't communicate? Where are you coming from? Oh, I'm not going to answer that either. No, there's going to come distrust. So if you don't tell the person the truth, either you're not going to talk to that person or you're going to tell that person a lie. And that's something I don't plan on doing because we're in the truth. So this is who I am. This is who I'll always be and forever will be. I will not change. Hashatan cannot change me. No matter who is around me, no matter who he sends, I don't care. If I'm only left with 5 persons, then so be it. Only 8 made it on the ark. It's not about the numbers. So these informations we will share with you guys going forward. We will not hold back any truth from you guys. We will show you these things. We're not like other channels. We're not like other persons, other assemblies. We're not like other leaders that only share it for their benefit, only tells you something that benefits them. I've already gotten a lot to benefit from. I've gotten redemption. I've gotten shalom. I've gotten joy. What else can you give to me that will benefit me? Well, your friendship, your assistance, trust. Yeah, that is. But it's not nothing that's going to make me give up my redemption for. Nothing in this life will. So, for those who are out there who are like us, who are like me, continue to keep things that way. Continue to stay that way. Stay truthful, stay upright and honest, because that's what Yashar means. Yasharal. Yasharal means, Yashar is the Arabic word which means to be upright, straight, or honest. You're honest of Allah. You're straight of Allah. How can you be straight or honest if you're telling lies? In First John 3, it speaks about that as well. There's scripture that speaks about it. So you choose which you want to be. You can't be Yasharal if you're not being honest, if you're not being straightforward. You are Yaakov. He'll catch the trickster. That's who Yaakov was, the trickster, the liar. But he became upright, straight, and honest for Yahuwah, and Yahuwah removed that disgusting name and gave him the pure, righteous name, Yashar Al, honest of Allah, honest of Yahuwah. So you choose today who you want to be. You choose today who you want to have around you. Do you want to have persons that tell you the truth, or do you want to have persons that focus on your emotions? Do you want to have persons that care about your feelings, or do you want to have persons that care about your soul? I want to have persons around me that care about my soul and that cares about their soul as well. I want to have persons around me that will go all the way for Yahuwah. Make whatever sacrifice is necessary and needed. So, Kadashim, be on your guard. Keep yourself unspotted from the world. This is one of your spots that you need to remove. These pagan dates. But, as I said, the choice is yours to make. Ruma Mu Yahuwah. So this is all we have for today. Barak Yahuwah. Definitely. Next Shabbat, we'll see what Yahuwah will reveal to you guys. We will see what will come next. Ruma Mu Yahuwah. We still got testimonies coming for you guys. Still got my testimony on the way, and few of the other members of the assembly, also Barak Yahuwah. So all esteemed to Abba Yahuwah. Again, if any of you want to share your testimony, remember, as Yahuwah says in the book of Revelation, we overcome him by the blood of the Lamb and by the words of our testimonies. There are persons out there, Mashbaka, persons out there, family, who are going through situations that they think they're the only ones faced with the situation, faced with this problem, and they don't see a way out. Now, you could have been faced with the same exact situation, and you made it out. Now, by you sharing your testimony, it will show them, that person, that there is still hope. There is still a way out. It will give them a little bit more strength, assistance in their walk, in their life. Because now they will look at it, if they are pure, if they're righteous. This is how I would see it. If you made it out, then I can make it out as well. I didn't even know there was someone else out there that has been through what I have been through. Yes, there is, because Yahuwah says there is nothing new under the sun. So it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. Nothing is new. All of us today can look at someone in the scripture and say, man, I'm in that position right now. So this is why I want to do this, also on the channel as well, share the testimony, because that's what Yahuwah says in Revelation, overcoming by the blood of the Lamb and by the words of our testimonies. I've heard testimonies that really assisted me in my walk as well, even in the truth. It has assisted me. So I want to return the favor to those who need it. So definitely, I'll be doing mine, getting mine out, getting mine done, Barak Yahuwah. For some of you, for the very first time, you'll be seeing who is behind the voice, behind the camera, and all this thing. For the very first time, you'll be seeing this. For some of you, you would already know who I am, what I look like. So definitely want to get this done and put out there And as I said, for anyone, any one of our subscribers, any one of our brothers and sisters who are here with us who wants to share, please don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Don't be nervous. You don't have to show your face within the video. You can just do a voice recording. I'll put your video over the voice. But don't be afraid. Don't be shy. That's something that the enemy wants us to do. He wants us to be fearful. When we are shy, when we're nervous, that's fear that causes shyness and nervousness. Don't be shy. Don't be fearful. Don't be nervous. Share it. It definitely can impact someone else's life. Barak Yahuwah. So just reach out to us. Our emails are always in the description, so you can email us at Yahuwah's chosen people at gmail.com. Barak Yahuwah. So all the links will be in the description. The links to this channel will be in the description. Also, any other links that I've said will also be in the description. Barak Yahuwah. And if there's anything that you need that you don't see, just reach out to us and I'll assist you along the way. Barak Yahuwah, Ruma, Mu Yahuwah, all esteem to our great King, Abba Yahuwah, Yahusha. Man, enjoy the rest of your Shabbat, everyone. Have a grand time in Yahuwah. Continue to seek Yahuwah always and put Yahuwah first, no matter what. Don't give up. Endure unto the end so you can receive your crown of righteousness, Kadashi. We love you all, and even though I ask that Yahuwah Barakata Ushamarata, which means Yahuwah shows respect unto you and guard you as well. Barak Yahuwah. Shabbat Shalom. Rumamu Yahuwah.